All right, so here's an example of a triangle where we know the three sides, we just don't know the angles that correspond to the sides. So which method are we going to be using here? Well, as it turns out, remember that with the law of cosines, I was going to write down the formula that we tend to like the most. It seems as though all the sides are there, and if we know all three sides, we can just solve for the angle. So that's beautiful, okay? So this is what we call the side case, and you notice I can almost pretty easily draw out the triangle. So let's say this is the 10, let's say this is the 12. Maybe not quite. Maybe it's more like this, I don't know. So this might be a convincing triangle. I don't know, my sides are out of whack, but basically if you had those three sides, you'll be able to construct a triangle. So using this law of cosines, I'm going to plug everything in that I know. So I'm going to have 16 squared equals 10 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 10 times 12 cosine of c. So this one shouldn't be too bad. Remember to keep these together because that's all multiplied, right? So 16 squared is 256. 10 squared is 100. 12 squared is 144. So this is 244. 2 times 10 is 20, times 12 is 240, cosine of c. Bring the 244 over. I have 12 equals negative 240, cosine c. Wow, this worked out pretty well. So I have 12 over negative 240 equals cosine c. And that actually ends up being negative 1 over 20. So c is the inverse cosine of negative 1 over 20. So cosine inverse negative 1/20th. Boom. So that means that C is 92 point, I'm going to call that 92.9 degrees. Okay. Now, other question. How to find the other angles? Because, this is the only angle we know so far. We still need to find another one before we can use the 180-degree rule. So I'm going to find B. And because of what I said in the last video, we started having to use the law of cosines. I'm going to stick with it. Okay. So I'm going to say that b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. And here we go again. So b is 12. So 12 squared equals 10 squared plus 16 squared minus 2 times 10 times 16 cosine of b. Okay. So this is 144. 10 squared is 100. 16 squared is 256. So this is 356. Minus, 2 times 10 is 20. Times 16 is 320. Cosine of b. Bring the 356 over. I'm not sure what that is, so I'm just going to make sure I know. Negative 212 equals negative 320. Cosine of b. And that means cosine of b is negative 212 over negative 320. And just because I want it to be spiffy looking, negative 212 over negative 320 as a fraction would be 53 over 80. Certainly makes finding the angle a little easier when we have a nice number like that. We know we want to take the inverse cosine of 53 over 80. And b is equal to, at least approximately equal to, second cosine 53 over 80, boom, 48.5 degrees. So far we have these two, and then we can find angle A. So A is equal to 180 minus 48.5 minus 92.9, 38.6 degrees. So there are the three angles of this particular triangle. So side case, always one unique solution. This is how you find the angles. Hopefully you found that helpful. Thanks for watching.